2027 looks like heaven, especially if you're a Hearts fan, as Lawrence Shankland could be about to put pen to paper to keep himself at the club for another 3.5 years. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football for your daily Spfl transfer roundup show for the 15th of January. Rangers and Celtic, get your hands up, because Lawrence Shankland is signing a bumper deal to keep him in the capital until 27.
And we're at the halfway point of the January transfer window. We've got a massive addition here. Celtic linked with 2 loan players. We've got Lawrence Shankland signing a new deal, and that deal that we thought was complete in Josh Doidge is at the windy.
And we also have Callum McGregor receiving a big £40 million. Is that part of pressure?
Well, that part's alright, but for everyone that took the bait earlier, claiming that he would walk into any top 6 side in England and he should be the subject of £60 million bids, you can say we're delusional for thinking the guy's overrated, but to come out with stuff like that is ridiculous.
Maybe a top 6 championship side, but anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about a player that is quality, a player that could get into top 6 teams, and that is this man right here, the goal scoring machine, Lawrence Shankland, the guy that just puts the ball in the back of the net. You can't ask for much more for a striker. He does what strikers do, and good strikers do, and that is score goals. His goals have been vital for Hearts. I'm sure his goals could be vital for either side of the Old Firm if they choose to try and put a bid in. But at the moment, that's not happening. It's been pretty quiet. There's been interest for Shankland, but there's been no formal offers. And until there's a concrete bid in, Shankland can't go anywhere. But there is a concrete contract offer in keeping Shankland at the club until 2027 and making him the highest paid player since 2012. I'll need to do a little bit of research into who that could possibly be, but I just assumed that this deal would make Shankland the highest paid player in Hearts' history. I am a bit surprised that it would only be the highest paid since 2012. So yeah, trying to rack my brains of who Hearts had in 2012 that would be getting more money than Lawrence Shankland in 2024, considering how important and how many goals he's scoring. And I'm not too sure how that would be, but right now, Lawrence Shankland getting a big bumper deal, biggest deal Hearts have offered in over a decade. I think he'll sign it. I mean, he's got nothing to lose. He's got no formal bids right now, so it's not like he's essentially turning down a move. There is no moves. He's getting a contract extension and he's getting a hell of a lot more money. So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer. Lawrence Shankland signs this contract, he makes more money, secures his future for longer, and it still leaves him a possibility of leaving Hearts in the future. But for me, right now, Euros coming up, he's scoring goals. He shouldn't risk it. He wants to be at the Euros. He could move. He could be a flop. Not that I think he would be a flop, but he could go somewhere and maybe not be getting regular football, first team football. Maybe the goals would dry up, and before you know it, he might drop down the pecking order. Right now, the way he's scoring goals for fun at Hearts, I think he must be near the starting striker. And I know Steve Clarke likes Dykes, he likes Adams, but those guys ain't scoring goals, and Shankland is. I think if Shankland keeps this going, he could well be the number 1 come summer, and I think that could be a big part in his decision. If he went to Celtic, for example, and he was coming off the bench against Kyogo, I mean, how many goals would he get? How much game time would he get? His chances of breaking into Scotland squad as a starting player, I think, would be next to none. But right now, he's guaranteed to be a starter for Hearts. He's the first name on the team sheet. It makes sense that he stays there at least until the end of the season. And with this deal, that gives him a chance to increase his money, increase his security, and look at options later down the line. So for me, no-brainer, Lawrence Shankland has to sign it.
Pains me to agree with you. I think Lawrence Shankland's going to stay at Hearts. I don't see any move happening for him. As you said, he's guaranteed, he's the captain. He'll start every game for Hearts when he's fit. And here, I think he's the difference between Scotland going far or not. I know Clarke doesn't really prefer him starting, but here, even if he was like the first option to come off the bench, that would be a very good. Because I know he doesn't really do the pressing game, and I know Clarke likes that for Adams, even though I wouldn't necessarily say Dykes does it an awful lot. But for me, Shankland could be the difference in Rangers winning the league and Scotland doing pretty good in the Euros.
Shut the fuck up about Rangers, man. Nobody cares about Rangers, right? See if Scotland need a goal with 20 minutes to go. I want this guy brought on.
So do I. Well, I mean, if we're being honest, what is that?
Rangers. Fuck them. They're shite. They've won one title in, 13 years.
Right, what was the last year Hearts won a title?
That's irrelevant.
No, I need to know. What's the exact year?
58, 59.
There we go. Can we fact check that?
Don't need to fact check that it's true.
It's true. Oh, it's damn
Unfortunately.
True. Anyway, let's move. I think Shankland's staying, right? Because say he wants to leave.
He's staying at Hearts because he's allergic to winning trophies.
No, but say he wants to leave Hearts, right? At the end of the day, there needs to be the same level of commitment for a club that wants him, and there's no club that's putting in bids. So let's move on. Let's talk about.
You know what Shankland's like? He's like that hot girl on Instagram that's getting people to like their picture, but there's no DMs.
Aye, and there's hee-haw from him. Like
he checks the DMs and there's just no notifications, no nothing.
There's hee-haw, but there could be DMs.
Lots of likes, but no DMs, no offers, no.
Would you agree with Owen Beck being the best left back in the league this season?
I would agree, but you know what? I actually think Dundee have been absolutely shafted here because Liverpool said they were calling him back due to the lack of depth that they had in that position and that they needed him because Robertson was out and then you had Tamakas was out, so they recalled Owen Beck. But the deal was if Owen Beck played a game for Liverpool, he wouldn't be allowed to leave because you can't play for more than 3 clubs or whatnot. And since Liverpool have called him back, he's actually not played for Liverpool. And now there is talk of him being loaned out. So what was the point of him being called back? It's almost like Liverpool thought, you know what? He's at a bigger level and a better level than Dundee. We can call him back and then loan him out to a better club where he'll be playing with better players. And to me, I just think...
And then he could be ready for us in the summer.
I just think Dundee have been shafted here. It's almost like Liverpool have thought, we want to bring him back so we can loan him out to a team that is better than Dundee. I don't see anything else happening here. I know you could argue, well, that's not the case. They brought him back because they had injuries, but they didn't play him. And if that really was the case, why not agree to loan him back to Dundee? But I think they know now his level's above Dundee and that they can afford to loan him out to a team that is superior to Dundee. And I just think Dundee have been a little bit done dirty here. I do.
No, they have, and you know what? I think it's very smart business from Celtic to get this guy on loan. But again, it's like rubbing salt in the wounds for Dundee. Not only have they lost him, but he's going to a team in the league. And yes, not like Celtic are a direct competitor with Dundee. I'm not saying they are, but it's a bit of kicking the balls for them. For me, I think he has been the best left back. I can't think of one the old firm don't have a left back close to him in terms of performance this season. And I think probably Cochrane.
Cochrane's been pretty good.
It is between him and Cochrane for me in that left back position. But here, you know, all we've heard about is, the Yilmaz, the Doidge saga. This is a guy that Rangers could look at instead of Doidge. But let's move on to Doidge because it looks like his deal to Marseille has completely fallen through.
Right, Marseille changed their mind. They dodged that transfer and it looks like it's no longer happening. So... Doidge could be staying at Hellas Veronas for now, and of course this would probably rule out a move for Ridvan Yilmaz, or who knows, maybe the original deal could end up happening with a straight swap between Ridvan Yilmaz and Doidge. I mean, right now, we don't really know what is happening, but I'm kind of sick about talking about it, so I mean, we'll just move on. But
we will move on.
This saga continues.
Maybe Doidge watched our feed and he heard you bash Marseille and he went, oui.
Au revoir, Marseille. Yeah, well, I mean, I think he could do better than Marseille. That's my opinion. And it's just not an exciting move for me. It's really not. A move to the French league. I know Marseille are a better team and a higher standing team than Hellas Veronas, but it's just a backwards move for me. It really is.
That's plenty. He's already heard it, right? Josh Doidge has rejected them because of you. How does that make you feel? Do you feel big about yourself, buddy?
You know what? I feel good. See if I've stopped Josh Doidge making a mistake. I feel great
because you want him to go to the team that you had a birthday cake when you were 12 years old, the Glasgow Rangers. Is that he's playing checkers and you're playing chess? And let's talk about the final deal. Kelleher, the Liverpool goalie. Now what I would say is there not a rule where you're not allowed to loan like more than 3 players from one club? Celtic have had Nat Phillips, Owen Beck, and now this guy. Surely that's not allowed.
Well, they haven't got Owen Beck.
Yeah, but surely they can't get both of them now. I've just clicked on to that.
I'm pretty sure it's 2, but since Nat Phillips is gone...
It's fine?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure...
Is this the You'll Never Walk Alone feeder club?
It could be, and I'm pretty sure it's a maximum of 2 at a time, but you can have more than 2 per season as long as the two never overlap each other and turns into three.
Fair enough, but you know what, I rate this guy. He's very good for Ireland, and he's much better than Joe Hart. But again, if he's just a loan, are they just going to throw him in and start him every game, or is there going to be a bit of respect put on Joe Hart's name? Even though he's clear.
If it's just a loan, I don't see why they wouldn't stick him in, and if it works well, then try and sign him permanently come the end of the season.
I think he costs a decent bit of money, though. I think that's the only thing. He has a good goalie.
Well, Celtic have a war chest, don't they? And they need to replace Joe Hart, so for me, it makes sense. If this guy's a good goalkeeper...
This guy's wasted at Liverpool. That's just... I mean, he reminds me of Butland when he went to United.
He's got the Irish connection as well.
Yeah, I think this guy would be very... He'd be much closer to Butland's level than he is Joe Hart's, and that's not me saying Joe Hart's up here. Joe Hart's down there.
I'm close to Joe Hart's level.
On the floor. Anyway, guys, that's it for the roundup show. Halfway through January, we need some news. Hopefully with the games coming back this weekend, we're going to get some big-ass news.
What's Aaron Ramsey doing these days?
Playing for Cardiff.
Not quite the Glasgow Rangers, is it?
Rangers could go on a Europa League run. I don't want that prick anywhere near Rangers.
Not a penalty shootout. I'd take it.
I wouldn't. I'll never rewatch that. I'm never watching that again.
I'm going to go and rewatch it now.
I'm not. Till next time. Peace.